Hello everyone, welcome to Grabs and Deals. My name is Richard Bell and I'm the founder of Grabs and Deals. Grabs and Deals is an online discount store. Grabs and Deals has picky deals for picky people because Grabs and Deals knows just how picky you are. Hello everyone, welcome. I know. I said I was going to do more videos in the past, and then I said I was going to redo Grabs and Deals. I was going to work on social media. I had a lot of stuff I had to do. But then I said I was going to work on Grabs and Deals, which I did. I said I had to make changes to it, which I did. I worked on pricing and I worked on my search engine optimization to get more customers, to get it out there for more people. And I've done a good job of that. But today, I want to talk to you about quitting reselling. This video is going to be called The Normalization of E-commerce Sales, a New Era. That's what I called this video. Right? So a lot of friends were telling me they want to quit reselling. I'm like, you want to do what? You want to quit reselling? Well, you know, I'm not making money like I used to. Sales aren't there. The economy's bad. I'm like, what? Are you crazy? You want to quit? Sales aren't there? Well, I'm not going to put anything into it because it's a waste of time. What? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not a waste of time. I'm here to tell you online sales has not decreased. eBay is not going nowhere. Sure, eBay is bad, but I think in the future, if they don't change, if they don't redo their platform and change a lot of different things, they're gonna fail. Let me tell you right now, online sales is not going nowhere. Sure, we're in a bad economy right now, but that's gonna get better. It's not the greatest, but people are still buying, people are still shopping. I was out in the store the other day and I saw it. I was watching what they were doing in their shopping carts when I was shopping, seeing what they were putting in there. All right, so let me tell you something about online sales. Online sales has slightly increased 1.3% from the previous quarter. Year on year, e-commerce has increased by 6.7%, while online shopping is slowing down. It is still growing, and that's true. Online shopping is slowing down, but it's still growing. It's still going up. People still prefer shopping online. People still prefer online shopping. I talk to them all the time. As a professional business person who has owned a couple of small businesses, including my online store, Grabs and Deals, that started out as a store called Thrifting By years ago, and then I transitioned it into Grabs and Deals, which was liquidation stuff. I've worked as an asset protection professional specializing in retail industry who is constantly doing research. I'm here to tell you that online sales is not going nowhere. With slow sales we are seeing now, it's called normalization. That's what it is, normalization. I'm going to explain to you what normalization is in a minute. All right, but I've worked as a safety and security professional for many years. I worked in law enforcement. I worked as a volunteer firefighter, security professional in security school, and the list goes on. But all throughout that career, I've learned I have to make changes. I'm trained to do something, but I'm trained not to get comfortable, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We're in a new era called normalization, and normalization earnings is defined as adjusted to remove the effects of seasonality, revenue, and expenses that are unusual or of a one-time influence. Since most of us are resellers, we are most concerned with seasonality. So normalization, before the pandemic, things were normal, it was a normal flow. Everybody go to the store, buy stuff, what they needed. All right, so I believe what we're doing now, we're going back into a new normalization, a new era of normalization. You know, we got technology, so economy's bad, but it's gonna get better, but we're into a new era of normalization. We experienced the pandemic, okay? All of a sudden, we weren't used to it. We're like, oh wow, we're stuck in our house. We can't go out. How am I supposed to run my business? I'm online. So all of a sudden, you say, okay, let's put this business online. Let's focus on online sales. People went and they bought stuff online because they couldn't go out, and other people were afraid to go to the supermarket, but our sales went up. We adjusted, we changed, then we got used to it. So now we're comfortable. We're comfortable with online sales, but now they dropped again. Businesses, if you listen to how Walmart talks, all the big stores, all the big chain stores, Target, Home Depot, they're talking about change. How can they meet their customers' needs and survive? They're not going nowhere. Sure, restaurants are going under. Okay, that's a little different story. But small businesses are going under, I believe, because, rents and pricing. And we got to adjust. We got to adjust to the new thing. So key takeaways. What is seasonality? Seasonality refers to the predictable changes that occur over a one-year period. One example of seasonality is the fourth quarter of the business calendar year, such as the Christmas season, which we're going into, by the way. We're going into the fourth quarter, and that's when we see a higher spending trend. We see higher spending trends. Sales go up, but then again in January and February, they come down, and as spring comes, they start to go back up again with the seasonal stuff. So we got to change. I went through a season with grabs and deals, and I'm going through a season again. It was my pricing. Once I adjusted my pricing, once I worked on my SEO with grabs and deals, I started seeing sales again. Sales came in, they were great, so I didn't have time to do videos. Now I have time to do videos again because I have to really add social media. I haven't been doing that. I have to act as a change agent, which I talked about in the past, about acting as change agents for your business. In other words, be adaptable to change. You have to do that. Seasonality is used to help us analyze stocks and economic trends. Retail businesses use seasonality to help determine business decisions such as inventories and staffing. You as a reseller, you do the same thing. Some of you hire people to do your photos for you. Others hire people to do the listings for you. And then sometimes you pay them extra to work overtime to do those things. And then there's also online tools that you probably buy that has to do with Poshmark and stuff like that to do some automatic listing for you, some AI stuff. That's going to be called capacity management. Okay, capacity management refers to the act of ensuring business maximizes its potential activities and production output at all times under all conditions and all external influences. So all conditions, we had a pandemic, which was an external influence that affected business. And what did you do? You adjusted. You got comfortable, you made online sales, you had a new normalization for a couple of years. Now the economy got bad. We know it's not the greatest right now. And the pandemic is over. Now we're going into a new era of normalization. We're going back to being normal again. Being normal. It's a new era of being normal. That's what we're into. What are you going to do? Are you going to quit and walk away? Or are you going to adjust your business? If you got into this line of work, if you got into reselling because you wanted to make quick money and didn't want to put the work into it, it's not going to work. You gotta put the work into it. It's not going to work, but we got comfortable, and we get comfortable in life. We get comfortable with the way we live. But when we sell, we can't get comfortable. Me, when I was a volunteer firefighter, I couldn't get comfortable. I'm trained to fight fires. So when I go into a fire, we're trained to do it a certain way, but when you go into that burning building, the conditions change. So we got to just adjust our tactics of how we're fighting that fire. We got to change the way we fight that fire. Are we going to fight it inside, or is it going to be too dangerous to stay inside? Do we have to come out and fight the fire from the outside, or do we have to do different tactics inside to get to the fire? Same thing with reselling. You have to change. You have to adapt to change. You can't be comfortable. Adapt to change. So maybe now you might have to cut that help. You might have to do more. You may have to do the listings yourself. You need to maximize your profit. I was watching a video the other day, and here's a girl that's going to help you. Hang on, let me just pull this up here. I'll tell you, she did a really good video. I would suggest watching her. It's called Hustle and Slow. Her name is Aileen Baker, and she watch her video. It's called Your Reselling Business is Leaking Money. Here's how to stop it. And she talks about the changes that you need to make to your business. Changes. And I've done a video called Being a Change Agent. What it is. You need to do that. Maybe you cannot outsource your business no more. You have to do it yourself. Maybe you can't do 20, 30 listings in a day like you wanted to, but you have to cut back. Maybe you're going to cut down to 20 listings, maybe 10 listings a day to maximize your profit, to stay in the game. Another thing, do market research. People don't do market research. Do market research. Market research is talking to people, learning what their needs are, what they want, what's the price point, and you have to adjust your business to meet that. Merchandise. Here's a pen. It's a black and silver pen. Let's say I was selling this for $1.25 all day for the last 4 years, but then all of a sudden the economy's bad. This pen right now is no longer worth $3.25. It's worth $1.25, maybe less than that. So what do I have to do? Or maybe it's just not the price of the pen. Maybe it's somebody wants change. They've been buying the black and silver one. Now maybe they want a blue and silver one. They want an orange and silver one. They want a green and silver one. Maybe I have to offer all that, or I have to do both. I have to offer a new type of different styles of pens at a cheaper price. And right now, I believe with reselling, that's what we have to do. You have to see how you could change your business. You know, what sold before may not be selling today. You know, what sold yesterday may not sell today. What's selling today may not sell tomorrow. It changes in an instant, and you got to be able to change with it. And right now, I'm noticing people want cheaper things, right? Here's another thing. A lot of people aren't buying new things. I'm learning that now. People are going back to thrifting for a couple reasons. One, the economy's bad, so the clothing industry, they said, took a hit, which I believe I see. And if you talk to some of the clothing resellers, they'll tell you prices dipped. But they're doing things to change. They're changing their prices, they're changing the way they're doing things, or they're adding accessories. They're adding new things to change that business. You have to do the same thing. You have to go in there and you have to make changes. I believe if you stay in the game, you're going to be more wealthier than you ever was. You may not be rich, you may not have $1 million, but if you hang in there, the economy's going to change. We're going to transition into a new normal, and if you start transitioning with that new normalization now, you're going to come out on top of the game. Everybody else is going to quit, and you're going to be on top. So do your marketing, do your changes while things are bad, and then when things get good, be good. Learn to change. Learn to become comfortable with change. That's all I have for you. I'm going to be doing more videos in the future, and that I'm definitely going to do. I'm going to be changing grabs and deals again to meet the needs, because I act as a change agent. You have to do the same thing. The pandemic is over. We're going into a new normalization, and capacity management is going to be a little different than what it was. So you just got to get used to change. You got to see how you can change your business and maximize your profit. And again, go over to Hustle and Slow and watch her video, and you'll learn a few things. Again, people right now, they're buying thrift stuff because they don't want to buy new things, because new things is too much. So if they're going to buy a pair of Lululemon pants for $50 and they can get a used pair for $25, they're going for the used pair. One, because it's cheaper, it's more affordable, they're holding on to the money. And two, the other main thing I've been hearing for the last few years that hasn't changed is they want to keep things out of landfills. They want to help the environment. So as a result, they're buying new things. So if you have time, again, I'm going to end it right here. Go over, check out Grabs and Deals. It's grabsanddeals.com. If you're local, I do local pickup. I do a lot of shipping. And again, when you go on there, you're not going to pay all the fees that you pay on Poshmark. You're not going to pay all the fees that you pay on Mercari, eBay, and the rest of them. If I have something on there at $15, you're going to pay $15 in shipping. That's it. Taxes, I'm able to include that into the price because, you know, I'm not dealing with the outside sources, so I can add those taxes into the price. So when you pay $15, you pay $15 and whatever your credit card fee is. That's it. But you're not going to pay all the other fees that you pay on those other things. So check out Grabs and Deals. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know how I can change. Reach out and say hi. Also, like Grabs and Deals on Facebook. We're on Facebook too. Go out there. Don't give up on your reselling dreams. Go out there. Just make it happen. Transition into a new normalization. That's what you got to do. Transition into new normalization. And with that being said, I will see you the next time on the next video.